it's officially the end. Like an orange zinnia growing here all of a sudden. So that's a really beautiful bunch. Why is this so satisfying? It's bittersweet, like it's sad at the same time. That's not good. You need energy for the tomatoes. Oh, my God. Yes. I mean, you can see the state that it's in. Oh my God, now I'm reconsidering why I even saved this, to be honest. I have so many tomatoes hiding down underneath here. Found an eggplant in there. I am keeping the patio baby. It's a banana pepper, sweet banana I think it's called. My Anaheims and jalapenos I'm gonna keep underneath the greenhouse. Ugh. I mean, luckily. Vad gör du? Gonna harvest most of these tomatoes here. And it's gonna get colder and colder this whole week, and we have like, I don't know, 4 degrees Celsius one of the nights, and then it's gonna stay around 7 degrees, but that's just way too cold. I don't have a mic on right now, but I've basically been like covering my tomatoes to and from whenever it's gotten like underneath 10-ish degrees at night. And there's been quite a few nights. I'm gonna cut off all of the foliage of the tomatoes now. I should have done this maybe a long time ago. So yeah, there's one ugly tomato plant, but I think it's necessary at this point. While I'm here, I'm actually gonna cut out these 2 dwarf tomatoes here. I'll just pick out any tomatoes that I can see have a little blushing or potential to ripen. And these tomatoes on the ground here, I'm just gonna let them compost in place. I unfortunately have to rip this netting apart. I'm not gonna be able to reuse it next year because I made holes for the sunflowers, and I mean, they still have some life in them, and I really want to take out the netting so that I can clear out all of these runners. They're really stuck into the netting like this, and I have some onions planted here that I kind of want to see if I can find them, if they did turn out or not. But I'm gonna try to get the net out of the suckers here so I can sort this as plastic. There we go. At this point, I really want the energy to focus getting into the roots and to the plants, not into these runners. This is actually a perfect way to get more strawberries. You can see they have the roots here. And then you just stick these to the ground like this. That's how I did all of these strawberries. But next year I want to renew half of this for ever-bearing strawberries and half is gonna be the June-bearing. So just to prolong the season. And I'm gonna wait for all of this to die back before I clean up in here. So if I have any onions, they might have to go. But I'm gonna clear weeds and remove dead foliage, all of that. At least I am free of the runners and the netting, and I'm gonna clean these sunflowers up a little bit here. And they are super tall. I don't know if I can reach all of it, but I'm gonna remove some lower leaves here that are damaged. This here, this whole middle bit here. And I have seen YouTubers, like gardening YouTubers, saying that they have so much pest pressure during summer and that they can't wait for fall, but we actually kind of have the other way around with both diseases and pest pressure. Like insects and bugs overall, like they are looking for somewhere to overwinter, so now we have all of the stink bugs and spiders and yeah, just a lot of bugs. Let's move to this bed. The cucumbers are dying. I have a few tiny ones that I can harvest. I have one here with a slug. Ugh. That's what I mean. It's so wet and gross. So many slugs. Ugh. Like these big brown ones too. Very invasive kind. It's officially the end. And when I see things struggling like this, I feel like it's very satisfying to remove it. Oh, it's a huge cucumber here. I'm gonna bring my basket here. But look at that. That's quite alright. I'll probably remove this cucumber too. Not looking too hot. The same with my sugar snap peas. I mean, I barely got to enjoy these honestly, but they caught some kind of disease. And the rest is looking pretty good. These nigellas, they bloomed really early and they are forming the seed heads. So I'm gonna wait for that, for the seed heads to dry, and then I'm actually gonna just like squeeze them or bury them, I'm not sure. Because if you sow nigella now, you will have beautiful blooms very early on next year. This is pretty funny that we have like an orange zinnia growing here all of a sudden. But yeah, zinnias are super hardy, so they're not going anywhere for a little while. Still putting up tons of new blooms here, so that's exciting. It's always really sad to deadhead them and cut it off. Well, today I'm gonna harvest parsley. I have done this a few times. I've harvested and then chop it and freeze it. And this usually has stink bugs and stuff, so I just go around and make sure they either fall off or fly away. I don't want these yellow leaves here. So that's a really beautiful bunch of parsley. Clean it up a little bit. So here I can notice that not everything is looking as green as I want them to, so I'll just pick whatever I can. And I'm gonna remove this too. So I don't know whether I should like clean up these zucchinis or not. So we have a couple of nights with like 4-ish degrees Celsius. And there are some really beautiful zucchinis growing here, but they're quite small. And I mean, they might withstand that cold. It's not like a frost, but I don't know if I should pull them or not. I'm very indecisive. I'm gonna have to look at the forecast. So Tuesday is gonna be 2 degrees Celsius during the night. That is when I am going to pick these last zucchinis here, and I know how fast they grow, so they'll probably put on a decent size. I'm gonna remove some leaves so that they can like redirect their energy into the zucchinis here, but after I've harvested them, I'm gonna pull the whole plant. I deadheaded some pincushion flowers here, and that will spur some new growth for the bumblebees that absolutely loves this flower. And same goes here. This is also a summer squash, and I can pick these fairly small too. So I'm gonna pick them tomorrow. So here we have a lot of tiny squashes here, but the ones I'm actually rooting for are these two, and I can actually harvest these now if I want to, but I'll give them another day. Really, it's just the nights that are getting really cold. Like during the days we still have like 17 degrees-ish and sunny. I mean, we've had tons of rain, but this week is gonna be very sunny. And here I have another zucchini that I'll give until tomorrow. This one does not have any like reasonable sized squash, I think, on them, so I'm gonna pull this one. I'm actually very sweaty now. I'm gonna open up here a little bit. I'm gonna pull these two melons. So nice to be out here getting some fresh air. I mean, it's not fresh. It's very muggy, but you know what I mean. Oh wow. Huge. Why is this so satisfying? I mean, it's bittersweet, like it's sad at the same time. These two beds I've actually covered up already because they have bell peppers, eggplants, chilies, etc. And I could see a really nice red bell peppers, a few actually. They will get a lot of sun this week, and it will probably be enough. I might even close this tonight. So now to this bed where I'm gonna take down these rotting sunflowers with so many stink bugs. Yep. Oh my god, this tomato is putting out so many new suckers with flowers on them. No. Oh, look at that. That's not good. You need energy for the tomatoes. Oh. Oh my god. Scared me. I basically tossed all of my sunflowers behind you here. It's just like wild grass, like a meadow. And I'm hoping that either it can like seed itself, so we'll have a bunch of sunflowers there next year, or the birds and the critters have something to eat. So to me, that's a win-win. And they will compost, of course. And this revealed some really beautiful ripe tomatoes. So yeah, I'm basically gonna come out here tomorrow before that like really cold night and harvest all of the green tomatoes too, and remove the tomato plants because they will not survive that night. Pull it up and harvest what we can. I'm gonna harvest these green. And actually, now that I'm standing here, I might remove all of the leaves on these cherry tomatoes here. I've done that to my Romas earlier during the week, and now I'm gonna do it to my cherry tomatoes because, again, I want the energy to the tomatoes and not to the foliage. And I'm gonna leave the leaves that are structural because it's kind of leaning on some of the branches here, and that's what's holding it up. The oregano is still blooming, crazy, but here we have this blushing. Oof, I don't know if I'm gonna leave it or not. I mean, tonight is not gonna be too bad. It's gonna be about 7-8 degrees Celsius, which is of course very cold, but it's been like that for many nights. I'm gonna cover it for tonight and we'll see tomorrow what they look like. I'm gonna take a cutting just like this, a healthy cutting, and I'm gonna put it into water, root it, and into pots. And I'm basically gonna do it to all of these that are looking healthy and keep them in my grow room. It's an experiment to see if I can have fresh basil all winter long. Harvest blushing tomatoes, cutting down these sunflowers that are spent, and it's almost time to process my tomatoes. I have so much in the freezer. Last year I actually kept all of my sunflowers in the beds. I didn't take them down because they were supposed to be really good like housing for insects during winter. But they rotted so fast, like not even before the frost came, I think. They were just wilting down and became moldy, and like I can see that in most of these now. I think we just have way too wet fall here in Sweden to do that. So I harvested some earlier on while it was still pretty dry. But now it's time to go. There we go. Oh, so heavy. I'll just remove these sticks, take them inside. Wow, my basket is really heavy now. Can you see this stink bug here? It's everywhere. Yep, there was a stink bug flying on my head, in my ear. Bye. Okay, so the rest of the tomatoes here I'm gonna give one more day, and then I'm gonna harvest them, whether they are green or blushing. And they are blushing, like most of these are blushing, but barely. I went inside to grab a screwdriver, but of course I left my gloves inside. Ouch, but I'm just gonna try to see if this even works. So this is actually working, and I do need to go inside to fetch my gloves, but I can kind of feel rain coming too, so I'm gonna be very fast with this. I just want to remove the arch basically. And I have to like screw out all of these like pegs or whatever they're called. Go in, Maddie. Okay. Yes. Oh, that's so nice. There we go. Yay. Oh, finally. I mean, you can see the state that it's in. Oh. Whew, okay. So these are kind of growing into each other here. Like this one, I'm gonna display it this way. This is the one I kind of accidentally uprooted, and I don't mind because there are no pumpkins on this one. Into the compost. I can finally see my cabbages here. Oh. No! Oh my god, now I'm reconsidering why I even saved this, to be honest. I'm gonna display this one that way. This one broke off, and this one detached, but that's fine. It's probably ready. And then here you can kind of grow this way. This one also came off. So this was my harvest. So many fresh herbs, or well, mostly parsley and basil. This little pumpkin that fell off. I have so many tomatoes hiding down underneath here, along with those cucumbers somewhere in here. Bunch of basil, and then these seeds. I am gonna take my time right now actually to, like, I'm gonna rough up this surface and just toss them like chaos gardening. Alright, so I'm gonna make a mix of red spinach, green spinach, and winter lettuce. Spread it. Exactly why I leave my sunflowers up. been covering these tomatoes every night, but I can see blushing. So I'm gonna pick the ones that are blushing. And then I'm gonna concentrate, like this one I have to keep here. I'm gonna concentrate this cloth here on that tomato because the other ones are blushing. So yeah, I'm gonna pick them. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pick this one too because it's so beautiful. I don't want to... Oh, sorry, I got distracted. So pretty outside. But yeah, I do not want to risk this. Even though I pick them at this stage, they will turn beautifully yellow. It's a brandy wine yellow. These are ready. Gosh, I am freezing so many tomatoes right now. I'm gonna make marmalade tomorrow with these green tomatoes. These blushed ones are just ripening. And yeah, I have a freezer full of Roma tomatoes. I need to make tomato sauce. Stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Super satisfying. Oh, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.